Picture this. Roger drives a 15-year-old Honda. He's a donor to your organization, giving for the last 30 years $20 a month. And when he passes away, a nonprofit receives a gift of $250,000. They didn't even know anything about Roger's capability and his interest in creating a will for them. That's 8 times Roger's lifetime giving in one simple gift through a will. And it was a conversation that never happened. I want to show you how you can find the Rogers in your donor database. And in just a few minutes, show you how you can unlock transformational gifts. Welcome to the Funding Your Future podcast. This is a podcast that is designed for fundraising executives, guiding them in raising more revenue for their nonprofit organizations. I'm Dr. Randy Dirks, and I've spent the last 27 years as a fundraising professional, serving as a vice president for advancement for 2 nonprofit organizations. There's a crisis happening today. 68% North Americans do not have a will. That means if in your nonprofit organization there are 300 donors, over 200 of them do not have a will. The typical gift from a will is about $30,000. So when you stop to think, what difference could that make in your organization if people did have a will and remembered your organization? So you have multiple Rogers in your database. It could be a quiet accountant, a retired teacher, somebody who volunteers bringing cookies to your organization. These are individuals that are in your organization, and their financial gift through their will could dramatically change your organization, but you don't know anything about them. The question is, how can you bridge the gap with them? Well, there's an opportunity happening today. It's the largest transfer of wealth will happen in human history within the next few years. It is estimated that $9 trillion in gifts will become available through charitable giving by 2045. 9 trillion. And in 2024 alone, $45 billion came to nonprofits through charitable giving. Now, some people think, oh, charitable giving, wills, that might just be for older people. Well, that's not the truth. It's estimated that 90% of millennials are interested in legacy giving, in doing something with their asset that could benefit nonprofits in the future. So they're not waiting for retirement. They're doing that right now. Many people obviously don't give to an organization they don't trust. And the interesting thing is that the donors that you have, they already trust you. You're a guide for them. They are interested in what you're doing as an organization. And the thing of it is, you don't need to be an estate planning expert and have all the knowledge that an attorney would have. That's not needed. All you need to do is ask the right questions. And so that's what I want to do for you. I want to share with you 3 very simple questions that you can ask. And you don't need to be an expert in doing this. You simply need to be the trusted guide. So here's question number 1. It's the values question. And I want to just simply read it to you so you catch each word. This is how the question would go. You would ask this to one of your donors. Have you ever thought how your values could impact lives long after you're gone? Have you ever thought how your values could impact the lives of others long after you are gone? Now, what that does is it honors the person. It honors his or her values. and it honors the impact that can occur through their values. It's not about money. It's not about talking about the money. It's rather talking about the meaning that can happen. So that's question number one. It's a values question. Question number two is the passion question. And this is how that question goes. So you could ask this to a donor. It goes like this: if you could ensure one aspect of our work would continue forever, what would that be? So, again, the question is, if you could ensure that one aspect of our nonprofit work could continue ongoing into the future, what would that be? See, you're not asking the person to fund the budget gap. You're really identifying what they care about the most. And you're then developing questions that grow out of that deep passion. So, question number one, the values question. What do they value? Question number two, the passion question. What is deepest on their heart in their lives that they would like to see accomplished? And that leads us to question number three. And this is the bridge question. So it's moving from values and passion to something now that that individual can do, some action. And here's how that question goes: John and Sally, have you considered how a simple will could help you achieve your values and your passion while at the same time protecting your family? So, did you see that? We're talking about how a simple will, not a complicated document, how a simple will could help that person achieve their values and passion while at the same time caring for their family. You see, that addresses a great fear that many people have. They are afraid that any gift to a charitable organization in a will could reduce helping their family. And so they don't want to do that. But actually, what you are doing in the bridge question, you are showing how both can be accomplished at the same time. Caring for charitable organizations, expressing their values and their passion, and then also being aware of their needs of their family. So let's practice it. Let's imagine that you have a donor couple, Bill and Sandy Johnson. They've been giving to your organization for 18 years, $100 a month. So we're going to have two approaches to them. The first one is the wrong approach, and then we'll talk about the right approach. So here's how the wrong approach could go. You could say something like this. Say, Bill and Sandy, we're launching a long term initiative for our organization, uh, a major campaign, and we're wondering if you would include our organization in your will. Well, that's the wrong way to do it, because the problem is, what is the problem? You are leading with your need. You're leading with what your organization wants. You're not leading with the values and the concern and the interest of your donor. So now let's look at a right way to ask that bridge question. It would go something like this: Bill and Sandy, we've observed from your lives that you have a deep interest and concern for our youth program. And have you considered how your passion for young people could impact lives long after you are gone? Then that question and the dialogue that happens after it can lead to talking perhaps about scholarships. Maybe Bill and Sandy say, well, yeah, we would be interested in how a scholarship program could benefit young people in the organization. And you could say, that's beautiful. A simple will could help you fulfill your desire, your intent on scholarships long after you are gone. And you can also protect your family's interest at the same time in your will. You see the difference? You're leading now with the values of Bill and Sandy. You're leading with their passion. And then you're showing how they can accomplish that and at the same time provide for their family. So I want to tell you a true story in our organization. It's about a lady named Marceline. Marceline was a volunteer for us. She worked in our library at our university. And at our university, our focus is training, equipping young people so they can become missionaries and travel to other countries and share the life and story of Jesus with them. So Marceline volunteered in our library, and one day one of our gift officers went and met with Marceline in her home and found out in the dialogue and the discussion a value, a passion that Marceline had. She wanted to set up a scholarship program for young people in our university to benefit them so that when they graduated, they would be debt free. And so a very simple will was set up, and Marceline put her farm, a small farm, into that will. It's an agreement that when she passed away, the deed of the farm would become ownership would go to our organization. And so that happened. Years later, Marceline did pass away, and the attorney informed us of that. And we received the deed for the farm. We sold the farm, and $400,000 became available to us. It was a transformational gift, all because a conversation was had with Marceline about her values and her passion. Well, now let's return back to Roger, the beginning of our story. You see, the question that was never asked could have been asked to Roger during his lifetime about including the nonprofit. And then Roger would have said yes, because he actually did that. The nonprofit didn't know that, though. They didn't know that Roger had included them in his will. So had they known that, they could have celebrated that knowledge, that awareness with Roger during his lifetime. Well, let me tell you that Roger is a true story about our nonprofit. And one of our gift officers met with Roger. He was a single man, and he did set up a will and put into that will that our organization would receive some of the assets upon his passing away. And we did receive the $250,000. It was a very significant gift for us. So, in closing, I want you to write down the names of three people in your organization. They are your donors. They've been faithfully giving to you for many years. And then craft questions along values, passion, and the bridge question that you could ask to these people. And then go have those conversations. You see, you have Rogers in your database, in your donor base. They are there already. They are hidden to you. They're simply waiting to be found. Thank you.